for those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin, and I'm a Yin yoga teacher. And for those of you who don't know what Yin yoga is or are new to Yin, it's a more restorative type of yoga. It's all about getting into the deeper lines of the body, getting into the deep fascia, the connective tissue in our body to release pain, trauma, discomfort, and to bring the nervous system into a calm and relaxed state. It allows our body to let go of stress so that we can function in a place of peace and love and joy. And what I would really love to do is show you guys what we use for Yin, because in Yin, you might see a Yin practice or have gone to a Yin practice before, and they use a lot of props. We use a lot of props to support the body so that the body can fully open. And you might be thinking in your head, I can't do that at home. I don't have those props. I don't have a bolster. I don't have a block. So I want to spend just a few minutes going over what you might use as a substitute for your props. We often use a bolster. And all a bolster really is a comfortable, cushiony support. So if you don't have a bolster and you're wanting to practice Yin at home, you might use a pillow from your bed, or I grabbed, this is one of the couch cushions from my couch. So you might grab something like this. Sometimes it's nice to have one that's a little bit firmer. So if you have something a little bit firmer, or maybe a pillow from your bed, and you might want to grab a couple of them to help stack and support in our poses to find what's most comfortable for your body so that your body can really rest, so your nervous system can really rest. So that might be for your bolster. And then a lot of times we also use blocks in our postures. And if you don't have a block at home, no worries. You might just choose to use a book. So I have a few books here, like this is about the same size as our block, and I have a couple of bigger ones. So you might just grab a stack of a few books around your house and have that next to you, just in case you want some more support during a pose. Also, something that we use in most of our poses is an eye pillow, this weighted little rectangle for our eyes. If you don't have something like this, you might have a sleeping mask at home. And you can just use a sleeping mask to place on the eyes during our poses to let them really rest. So you might use a sleeping mask instead of an eye pillow. And then in general, in class you would use a yoga blanket, but any blanket that you have around the house for support in our poses, you might find that is one that's a little bit stiffer. But if you don't have just any blanket around the house, and maybe even grab a couple of blankets, because in some postures you might use a blanket in the pose to support the body, but then also use it to cover the body if you get a little cool. Anytime in our Yin poses, you're welcome to put a blanket over you, or maybe even have a sweater next to you to put on, because Yin is a cooling practice. So as we downregulate the nervous system, it cools down the body. So you might want that blanket or a comfy sweater to put on during practice.